So a question that I've been seeing quite a bit of time right now is, should you go ahead and update to iOS 17? And to be honest, this is a multi-part question to a multi-part answer. And the short answer of it is, I probably would recommend for a majority of people to go ahead and update to iOS 17 if you really want to right now. Now, the reason why you wouldn't want to go and update for the most part is because your specific device either is, one of the older devices on iOS 17, or because you probably think iOS 17 isn't that stable. And I pretty much agree with you. I kind of do think iOS 17 isn't like the most stable version of software right now. However, what I will say is iOS 17 has gotten much better than what it was not even that long ago. So right now on iOS 17.1, we're actually on a pretty stable version of software, not the most stable of all time. I think iOS 16, the later versions of iOS 16, are overall more stable and better for you than iOS 17 is right now. But I do feel like iOS 17, for what it's worth, is actually a pretty decent version of software right now. Now, there's been some really big changes within iOS 17 since its first version, but especially if you're somebody who owns something like an iPhone 12 or iPhone 12 mini, these devices can actually end up reducing the amount of radiation on your particular iPhones, which is a pretty big deal in and of itself. But I will also add on devices like the iPhone, 13, 14, 15, these devices ended up getting a lot of different, feature sets within iOS 17 and almost got all the features within iOS 17. So that's kind of like another reason why I'd kind of go ahead and recommend buying something like the iPhone 11, or any of the newer iPhones like the iPhone 13 and 14 and 15, because those particular iPhones did end up getting almost all the features within iOS 17. So if you have one of those newer iPhones, things like the iPhone, those iPhones I listed, then you should probably go and update, because even if it's not a good version of software, at least you can go ahead and essentially keep that same version of software until iOS 17 gets a little bit more stable. So very similar to, the iPhone 12, 13, 14 last year with iOS, 16, same as that case. So I'd probably recommend upgrading to iOS 17 on those devices if you have a newer phone. iOS 17 was tailor-made for those particular devices. Now, on top of that, I would also like to add, if you're wanting to go ahead and keep your phone up to date, you might as well go and update to iOS 17. Of course, it's not going to be stable, it's not going to be perfect, but you are going to be getting a very solid version of software overall. Of course, there's still going to be bugs, but there's still going to be bugs on any version of software that you rock on your phone. I was on iOS 15 for a long period of time on the iPhone, 13 Pro that I have personally, and it wasn't until not even that long ago that I updated to iOS 16. So the same is that case for you. I regret doing that, and I would probably recommend going through and updating your phone as often as you can. And I think iOS 17 is a pretty good version of software right now. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.